Welcome back to Born in a Barn. Today's episode, we are going to watch a calf be born. And I've been waiting to do this episode for a while and trying to have the right moment to film a cow having a calf, but they don't do it at the ideal times. For example, Goat the cow had her calf overnight, which is a frequent time that they calve. And Renee, we put her out in the barn to calve, and I thought I'd just come in after we were done milking cows, have breakfast, and then go out and start filming, but she had the calf within 20 minutes, and I missed it all. So, finally, we have footage of a calf being born. So this is Cookie.
This is a first calf heifer, so that means this is the first calf she's gonna have, and this one came the right way and everything went good for her. So when the feet finally started coming out on this one, we got her in the pen, and then she just laid down here and we just let her take her time and get the nose out and the head, and then she just has to keep working at it until she gets it out. And first calf heifers usually have a little tougher time, but luckily this was a small calf for her, so we didn't have to help her.
When calving goes badly, what are things that can go wrong?
Well, there's a number of things that can go wrong. Probably one of the more common things to go wrong would be to have the calf's head back, and if the head isn't coming right in between the two front legs like this one was, it'll get pulled back and you can't pull a sideways head back, so then you have to push the calf back in and then pull the nose around so that it's coming the right way, and then usually they can have it on their own after that, after you get it straightened out. They can have legs that are down, so instead of being straight out like this one is, they'll be folded back at the joint or even at the shoulder, and they then you just gotta do whatever you can to get the leg up. Legs are kind of a tough one to get up, but most of the time you can. And then I've had a couple of backwards calves, and those as long as you're standing there, you usually can just pull them out, get a calf jack on and pull them out. Every once in a while you get one that's upside down and backwards. And those are actually pretty easy to pull. They come out pretty quick. You just pull them up instead of down. So, like this one, if she was having a tough time and we were going to pull her, we'd pull towards her feet when they're coming normal, towards her hind feet, so that the calf's head is going straight down from the cow. But luckily this one came out fine, and heifer is doing good.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after they calve, the cows will have the placenta to get rid of. So after they calve and start getting up and stuff, they should push their cleanings out. If such a thing they don't clean, we usually try to get them out after a full week of them being in there and infuse them, because they can get an infection then. So.
Mm-hmm. So this heifer took some time before she got up to clean off the calf. She apparently was tired,
yeah.
Understandably. But...
So, yeah, now she'll just clean the calf off. She'll lick him until he's all nice and fluffy. And but this one went really well. Sometimes you have calves that are kind of slow starting to sit up and move around and stuff, and a lot of times that's because they get some fluid down in their lungs and stuff. So if we have a calf that's not huffing and puffing right away, sometimes we stick a little straw down their nose and try to clean it out and make them cough, so then they get their lungs started.
Yeah, so this was a really, really quite quick calving.
Mm-hmm. It helps when they have a small calf out of the heifer. That was... This is a pretty small calf.
So, a lot of people have asked, how much does a newborn calf usually weigh?
There's anywhere between 80 and 110 pounds is pretty normal. I've had a couple that I would be willing to bet were clearing 120, and then on the opposite side of the spectrum on the Holstein stuff, we've had a couple of 60-pound calves, but for a Holstein, 80 to 110 is pretty normal. And usually, for the most part, the older cows that have had a few more calves tend to have a little bit bigger calf, just because they grow them bigger. But
yeah, and this heifer calved about a week early. So the calf, hadn't grown those final...
Which is normal now. It's... We're pretty surprised when we have a heifer that goes a full term now. Just with the genetics, it seems like everything is coming early. Mm-hmm. So when the calves first get up, they're pretty wobbly, but it doesn't take them long to get their balance pretty good. One thing that some farmers do when they shouldn't is they try to help the calves up. They need to build their strength by struggling through to get up. They'll recover or they'll build their muscles way quicker if you just let them struggle through it and stuff. But they gotta tip over a few times. So here he's gonna try to get a little snack, and he just starts suckling, and he gets new colostrum, so it's the best stuff you can get into a calf right away. But a lot of times they don't do too good at feeding themselves, so we will milk the heifer and then give the calf a bottle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we should say it's a boy. We're calling him Chip. But Right, so this is the next morning. We let them stay in the pen together the rest of that day. And then Dad carried him in. Hopefully, since she was a first-time calving cow, we needed to lure her into the barn so she would go into a stall. And we brought him into the pen in the barn. So this is day 2, essentially, less than 24 hours the next morning. Clearly, he's doing a lot better standing up.
And he's all fluffy.
This is when they're cutest, really. They're still a little wobbly, and but they're all cleaned off and just look super cuddly. And, you know, here, I had left the gate open, and he ran right for it. So this is day 2, I think. I can't remember exactly, but as Seth said, we milk the cow and then feed it a bottle. Something we haven't talked about in the other episodes is you milk the fresh cows into what we call the fresh bucket, and that keeps the milk separated from the rest of the line because it's too... well, you don't want it mixed in with the other milk yet.
It's still colostrum, so it's got more cells in it and stuff, and it's better for the calves, but we shouldn't drink it.